Mic check. Hey, I got the mic working right off the bat. Go figure. Good morning. All right. Top of the morning, Alex. Missed most of your hunting there. Only got in for the last minute. All right. Well, lo and behold, nothing's changed since yesterday. Nothing has changed since yesterday. We're still stuck in the middle of the range, and everything inside of the range to me is risky business. Risky business with risky biscuits. Um, like this trade right here. If we were to break this leg bearishly, right, by performing the old what do we gonna call this? The old 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to call it the five. Performing the old five. Um, you might be lucky enough to get a retest into here and drive it down to something like Monday's low, which is just right down there. That guy, right? Um, but like that trade to me, it has to be babysat. It has to be hardcore babysat because you are in the middle of the range, and price will eventually hunt A or B out. One will happen, right? And so, if it were to break down here, that does not directly imply either of those to me. It could easily just break down and roll its ass right back up. Um, and come up there, right? So it's just it has not decided a direction yet, and therefore, yeah, just from my opinion, the trades on the inside of the range are they're just riskier. They require a lot of babysitting, so I don't love that. The I was looking for a potential move off of Monday's high. Um, I'm on the Binance perpetual chart. I don't know why TradingView all of a sudden wants to leave my drawing tools on everything. It only used to do it on highlighters. I'm on the Binance chart. We haven't quite sniped it yet. Um, what did we do it on the Bybit chart? Let's check that real quick. That would be interesting. No, not quite. But I don't know. I mean, like, I would much rather see this get tagged or this get tagged. Um, yeah, I'd much rather see one of those. This one's, so we have this like supply up here. I'm kind of like this SL on this position right here is it's too big. It's too big, and it's because I'm really just trying to indicate that I'm looking, as really as low as here and as high as up here. But here's the thing: this is going to be a little bit more riskier business as well when we get into supply right here. It's going to have to be fast. It's going to have to be an in and an out. And so God, there's a couple things I want to say about that. It's got to be fast because if we put a 4 hour body candle above this line right here, then we have a 4 hour market straight structure break of the down structure, right? Now we're going to break 4 hour structure of this down movement, which, by the way, has not happened since it started going down, right? To me, that's just going to be some important information there. If we break that strong hour or strong 4 hour high with a 4 hour body close above that, so in other words, there's resistance here, but if we break this structure point, that resistance may bring us to a higher low for a higher high, right? Because we would have a break, and expectational order flow would be lower high for higher high potentially. So it has to be quick. If it were to get up in there, let's put a price on it, 59,300. It's got to wick. It's got to wick up in there, right? Like that, and that's a lot to ask. Why these drawing tools? Me and these drawing tools. Go away. Stop. I don't want to draw a horizontal ray. I don't want to do it. Why are you making me do it? Um, Now you broke my train of thought, Trading View. You broke it. Oh, here we go with these fucking rays again. Anything. Just let me off of the drawing tools. Stop. Stop. Okay. Yeah, okay, here we go. So yeah, you're talking about a 4 hour candle body or a 4 hour candle that's gonna have to look somewhere along these lines, right? Like, well, that looks gonna get it's gotta get up there a little bit. You're talking about a 4 hour candle that looks like that, right? That's a lot to ask for. I think that's a lot to ask for. Well, I mean, obviously this thing could look like this, but um, that's that. I don't know if that's it's just a lot to ask for. So just be careful if we get up into here. You may be looking at a scalp short. Is all I am trying to say about that. So we still have the low of the range. I don't think there's any demand anywhere inside of this, and there's definitely no supply between price here and like this swing high or this guy here. There's no supply left there, and I'm almost positive about that. Almost positive. Yeah, I guess we do have a tiny bit. It's not. This is not the best of demand, though. It's really not because it has not broken anything. Um, Price did not ultimately come from here and crack that high. Now, if it does, then that demand starts to look a little bit better. If it comes up here and cracks these highs and comes back down, then that's starting to look a little bit better. Maybe it's just, yeah, the trouble is though, is that if we come up here and fail one of these highs, I mean, we should be rotating back down to there. So in the event that we do fail one of these highs, which would confirm this demand, right? That would confirm this demand because it will have coming up here, so it will have met. I don't love it. All I'm trying to say it may be one of those. It may be a bloop bloop bloop. That's all I'm trying to say about that. So I guess I can stop talking about it. I'm just going to take a look at the DXY real quick, and then we're going to see if you all have any questions and kind of move along those lines. Hey, thanks, Nick. Appreciate you. Good morning, Melissa. I feel like Melissa is a new name. I'm starting to see all these new names. Alexandra G's in my YouTube chat. What's happened? What's happened? I've made it somewhere. Okay. Yeah. And then, this demand is not good enough for me to plan a long trade off of. It's not. If it works, great. If price managed to come down here, sweep that low, come up here, and fine. I don't care. I'm going to pass. That's going to be a pass for me. This low is still weak for anybody who hasn't caught, like, I don't know, like the last four streams or whatever. That's still a weak low. Um, so my desire to long from a region that no, it's just not there. I just don't have it. And yeah, anything inside of these, I just no, too risky for me. Too risky for me. You want to slide me some USDT? I'll take that trade, but I ain't taking it with my money. What happened here? What is this all about? Um, I don't want any of that. What are we doing? Okay, there we go. I'll take that one. Oh, go away, indicators, go away. I, what did this Dixie thing do? Looks like it's kind of wanting to do its little retrace for mitigation. There's a case I could make on this. Let's see, it's 0.5%. Uh, but I don't think it's relevant enough to even really bother with it. Um, yeah, yeah. I would, yeah, something along those lines looks about right. I'm not going to fiddle fart around that too much. Um, oh, One Love. Oh, okay, okay. I know One Love. Yeah. Um, yeah. Thanks for calling me your favorite market structure, TA man. Love me some market structure. What do you guys want to look at? What do you guys want to check out? Because I'm just still patiently waiting on BTC. Jesus H Christ! Wow, what a leg! What a leg! Let's see here. If we go to like the 4 hour. Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! No chill. No chill. Hold on. I want to go out to like the monthly or something. Interesting. Interesting. Let me delete all this stuff. Interesting. So I'm just like asking myself. So obviously we made a big run up. We a retrace. Big run up. Decent retrace. How much more can she go before she retraces? I mean, like, it's got to happen eventually, right? It's got to happen eventually. I wonder what's going to cause that. Because, see, I take issue with and that might actually give me something to talk about on BTC that I haven't mentioned in a while. I take an issue with the fact that this area has not been mitigated at all. And by the way, that is some amazing demand right there. I don't think it gets any better than that. Wow, that's incredible. But the fact that this hasn't been mitigated to me, um, yeah, it needs to be. It needs to be right for price to continue healthy motion upwards. It needs to protect itself on the way up by tapping into that previous liquidity, the same way that we kind of came up here this month and then back down to mitigate and come up. Um, Yep. It needs to happen. It needs to happen, and it's quite likely going to come back down to retrace into there. Other things could develop between now and then, but you just don't want to leave all this stuff behind. It puts um, it puts the market in a vulnerable position, if you ask me. So it still looks super strong. Don't get me wrong, really strong. Uh, but healthy price action does not leave this kind of stuff behind for further climbs up. So yeah, the day will come. The day will come where the ES is going to need to retrace. Does it need to come all the way back down to 45? I mean, I'd like hope it would, but um, maybe it just needs to come back down and mitigate this candle right here because we're on the monthly chart, right? So if we go to the weekly, yeah, I think I already had that one on my chart, right? Like I'd be happy even with a mitigation back into there. So we just know that the ES is going to be due for a retracement eventually, and yeah, I mean it should have some manner of impact on the crypto market. Um, Seriously, man, if I learned anything about market structure, clearly it's from. Oh, that damn heart is blocking your comment. Oh, Reapers, I appreciate that, man. That's really nice. Market structure, learning taking the time to learn market structure was really what changed the game for me. I was big into market cipher. I was big into fixed range volume profiles and fibs and all that stuff, and it did okay for me. But there was things that when I was trading, like divergences or just market cipher in general, and yeah, especially with like fibs and stuff, like I just couldn't. I was seeing a lot of trades that didn't go the way I expected them to, and I just couldn't make heads or tails of it. I was like, well, yeah, but that's the same signal that I saw over here, and like I saw that signal so many times, and it worked great. Why didn't it work this time? And I couldn't figure it out. And then, market structure is what really answered so many things for me. It's just what answered so many things for me, like understanding just basic principles of having a weak low underneath us. And then it's like, let's say this wick came below this wick and you had this fat divergence and you're like, all right, we're going to get ourselves out of here. And just knowing that that could roll over you on you at any time to sort of hit what the verbiage I always use is order flow objective, right? Um, it just really helped me. It just really helped me to the point where I eventually got to the stage where the oscillators and the Fibonacci's and the value area highs and the value area lows were getting in my way. They were actually getting in my way. Um, yeah, they were getting in my way, and I've done. It's just for me, right? Yeah. I'll do AVAX. It's just for me. I just don't. I just prefer this. I just prefer this method. I think it's because it's less information, though it does take a little while to get your head around. To me, it's just a more manageable amount of information. All right, so last time I was on the AVAX chart, we were looking at this demand right here because we had broken the external structure from this point. And so we were looking like long off of that low right there, which that long worked. But it appears as if we never really made it past this chunk of supply right here. I wish these drawing tools would work better for me. And then we turned right back around. Let me clean some of this stuff up, right? And then we turned right back around. So whereas we broke our 4 hour structure here, we also turned right back around and broke it right there. Head back down to the low. Cool. Super bullish scenario is going to be to come from this low and come back and clear that high. If that happens, I think you're in swing trade territory at that point. I hit too many buttons. Let me go back to AVAX. Yeah, I think you really start to talk about swing trades at that point if you can get some price action that looks like this. But we don't know if that's going to happen yet. So let's see. Let's see. Let's keep cleaning up until we can read. We don't need that. We don't need that. We don't need that. So we know that right now we are currently dealing with this break of 4 hour market structure right here, which that supply then did get mitigated into. So yeah, I mean the low is weaker than Circus Limited at this point, and that cannot change until what I was just describing earlier. Right, price has to come back and clear this high. Um, that is the only way you're going to change that weak low. That's the only way you're going to change it. It's got to come up here. It's got to crack this high, and then that becomes a strong low, and the high is now weak at that point. Yeah, that 4 hour break, that mitigation. Let's go take a look and see if there's any demand inside of here because we're still in the 4 hours. Let me drop down to like maybe the 15 minutes. Boom, 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 and see if we've got anything down in here. So, like, there's a tiny little bit of it. There's a tiny little bit of it. Probably get it down to one candle here. Let's go with the 1 hour time frame. Might like the 90 better. I like the 90 better. So you have this little piece of demand way south of you here. Dude, I don't. I must have inadvertently toggled some sort of setting in TradingView on these drawing tools, and it is making my life hell. So you have this little bit of demand right here, but my issue is you have a weak low right underneath it. That's my main issue with that. So I don't expect a lot of love out of there. Now, on a more like on a higher time frame sense, this is a very logical area for AVAX to be in, to take yeah, to take a run at some of these higher targets. This is a logical place for it to be in. Now that's unfortunate, but okay. So interesting. So we've broken daily market structure to get down here, right? So we've broken the daily to get down to this demand. But this same point where I said on the 4 hour is going to, if you break that, that's going to be your door to much higher prices. That holds true for the daily as well. So even though we broke structure, did we break it on the weekly? Okay, so we actually broke it on the weekly too, which is a little bit different. So on the daily, uh, I would not purchase any AVAX for a long-term hold until it shows initiation above $30. That is going to return your daily market structure to a bullish stance. But you then have to come and crack this high to return your weekly market structure to a bullish stance because this is a break of weekly market structure down here. And that is your strong high on these fucking drawing tools. This is your strong high on the weekly, and this is your weak low on the weekly chart right here. So yeah, yeah. Moral of the story is that low is weak. It's weak on the weekly. It's weak on the daily. It's weak on the 4 hour. It's weak on the 15 minute. It is weak, but it doesn't mean that it can't SFP. It does not mean that it can't SFP. Yep, yep, does not mean that at all. So I would still be looking for I'd still be looking for trades down there. But is there anything kind of shortable in the interim that we could take advantage of? I see your question, Reapers. Give me just a moment and I'll do my best to answer that. Is there anything in the immediate interim? Nothing I like. No, there's really nothing I like. What I would like is I would like looking at this low right here at 24. What I would like is I'd like to see price break that low and then retrace into here and then get involvement for shorts down to here. So I want to see a loss of 24.5 with a retrace back into here. I don't have these candles yet, so I can't determine if we're going to form supply directly above where this potential breakpoint is going to be. I mean, this whole entire thing it will be supply at that point. If you break that low, this whole thing is going to be supply. I just don't really have a good way of narrowing it down yet. But that would be I would want to see. I'd still want to see this, even though that low is weak. I This leg is wonky. This leg is a complete nothing burger of market structure. It just comes up from the low to the high. That's it. That's it. That's all it does, right? So it's really just an extension of this market structure drawing, right? That's all that is. That's not a relevant market structure point for me. This has no meaning. This is the only one that has meaning. There's yeah, no, 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 and so yeah, no, I can't do the only logical way to just sell the asset right now would be to do something along these lines with a target of this, and that's just not bueno, right? That is no bueno. So for me, it's hands off on AVAX for a bit. But where is it going? I think it's going to $21.82. That's where I think it's going. All right. So do you think the current market is highly manipulated and sometimes I feel like market structures also lying to us? Maybe I'm reading the structure wrong. Um, so yeah, let's talk about market manipulation really quick. All right, let's talk about that because that is an important factor in trading. And I'm going to give you my personal opinion. Okay, this is just my personal opinion. Yeah, Abule, yeah, if White Phoenix, I'm looking at a similar thing on that PO3. Uh, yeah, yeah, yes, sir, yes, sir. And White Phoenix is, hmm yep. hmm Anyways, back to market manipulation. Okay, um, so we everybody talks about like whales or whatever market maker, the market maker, right? Everybody talks about these people. Um, the fact of the matter is, well, okay, I don't want to call it a fact. This is my personal opinion. My personal opinion is those people have a lot of money. They have access to a lot of tools that the average trader does not have access to, and I mean a lot of tools, like overpowered tools that we do not have access to, and their job is literally to come in here and take all of our money, right? Like that is what that is how they make their living. They make their living off of retail traders. That's how they do it, right? So when somebody asks me, is the market manipulated? I say absolutely 100% fucking yes. It is completely manipulated and it is done so specifically to take my money and your money. That is what this game is all about. It's all about sucking up the minnows and um, and yeah, yeah, they're here to wreck you. They're here to wreck you. They are literally here to trick you and to play mind games on you and get you to misstep. That is what they are trying to do, so that they can suck up your dollars into their pockets. Um, and that's why it's a brutal game, right? It's why it's a brutal game because it's literally like the story of David and Goliath, if you ask me. Um, yeah, you got you're dealing with people that have that are taking multi-million dollar positions and yeah, it's it's not good. I mean, just think about the stories that we heard coming out of Almeida and FTX and that whole situation where the literal market makers, like the ones that operate liquidity platforms, like the liquidity providers for uh, for the market, like they literally see everybody's stop losses, right? So yeah, it's heavily manipulated. It's heavily manipulated. Yeah, so the PO3 thing, absolutely. I wasn't able to catch Phoenix's stream last night because it did not record, right? And I tried to watch it afterwards. Anyways, um, yeah, yeah, I've been talking about that. I've been talking about that for a while now. Well, really since, yeah, I guess since Thursday last week. Um, that we could just be in a manipulation below the range being this range. Right, let's just put a box around that for a bullish expansion, right? Yeah, yeah, 100%, absolutely. This break right here, let's go to the daily chart. These little, this one wick right here is not a break of structure below this range. It's not a break of structure. And then if you stair step this break, it now has to come down and break the week low to actually truly break this range. So yeah, 100%. No, no, yeah, I'm with them on that. With them on that. I've been, yeah, yes sir. Yep, yep. We to me we have not officially broken that range yet. And for that reason, it could just be a deviation of the low for an expansion back or rotation back up to the top of the range. Yeah, I'm with you there. Uh, I don't. Okay. Abule, K and some other tools. I don't know what you mean by that. KI and some other tools. I don't know what he means or she means. The individual. I don't know what that individual means by that. All right. Let's see. So we looked at AVAX. I got about another 15 minutes or so before I have to bounce out. I should probably, if I do nothing else, I should probably make sure I have alerts set for all this stuff. I should probably make sure I have alerts set for that. So it looks like I have an alert there, and it is on once per bar, and that says high taken. And I have an alert here, and that's on once per bar and says weak low hits. Why not? I'll make this an alert too. I'll make this an alert too. We'll call this one, we'll do this one once per bar, and we'll say local break, question mark, question mark. Yeah, that'll do it. That'll do it. Oh yeah, artificial intelligence. Oh yeah, for sure. Absolutely. They got AI, they got algorithms, they have access to liquidity provider data. Mhm. Yeah. All, I mean, again, personal opinion, all big money in this world is still a good old boys club. All of it. Still a good old boys club. So, yeah, he who has the gold shall make the rules. If we don't close under 51.5, this is also bullish. 51.5, 51.5, 51.5. Yeah, I'll go for that. Yeah, no, and so that like that essentially. Sorry, I'm reading comments myself and then answering them out loud. Um, you're talking about the wick on the lows, Abule. Abule. That's how I'm pronouncing your name because I think it sounds sweet. Yeah, 100%. So that's what I was saying. That's what I was saying yesterday. Is I want to see a proper accumulation range form, right? I want to see a wick on that low, some sort of a run back up to like 50% of this range, um, with either another buy to sell on its way up, though I suppose if I see this, I'm probably going to want to see some initiation up there and then either come back into this for your spring of your Wyckoff Model 2 accumulation, or I want to see what I actually think would be way cooler, is if we came down here, tapped the low, came up here, failed the high, and then came back down for the low again. I think that's actually the more bullish scenario for me. And the reason I say that is because I want to see another like back test of these, these, because where was that like range low at 50, what was it? 56.5, 56.5. Okay, so let's hop back down to like the 15 minute. 56.5, 56.5. Well, whatever. Doesn't matter to me. I want to see, another back, like I want to see the low get swept one more time, and then I want to see it come up here, and I want to see it fail the high, and I want to see it run back towards the low. It'd be cool if it ran there fast as shit, even if I missed the initial portion of the trade. I think this leg, if it came down, tapped this, came up, rejected again to clear all the way back to the bottom of the range, I think that could get everybody very bearish. And I think we could see a lot of sellers step in right here. And that is what we need to flip it on them. So yeah, no, I'm absolutely still bullish down here. Absolutely. 100% still bullish down here. Um, yeah, PO3 accumulation range, good stuff. Good stuff. Yeah. Yep. Okay. Cool. Well, I am kind of running out of stuff to talk about here. Oh no, that was the other thing I meant to talk about on BTC. This concept here made me think of talking about this again on BTC. So this is the problem when you leave these ranges unmitigated, right? This is the problem that it creates when you leave these kind of areas unmitigated and you just run. Eventually, the floor falls out from underneath you because you never built a proper staircase on the way up, right? Eventually, the floor falls out from underneath you, and this happens. So, this leg here with the lack of mitigation, especially in this area, oh God, that was a disgusting area. Um, it just leaves you so vulnerable for these big pullbacks. So nothing about this is surprising to me. No, nothing at all. Nope, nothing at all about that is surprising. That leg just built so much weakness along it that this was bound to happen eventually. Bound to happen eventually. And quite frankly, this is the far more bullish thing. The far more bullish thing was to leave this high intact and to come back down and mitigate something down here prior to a run back up at the high. Like get down in here, scoop some liquidity, and then I think maybe we can actually break that. Maybe. Um, but if we had just came like say from that zone right there and up into here, I think we'd have double topped, and I think that would have been really really bad. So I think this is the far more bullish thing that BTC could be doing right now. Far more bullish. Sure, I'll take a look at Link. I haven't taken a look at Link in a long time, and I do think there are possible trades today. I think a trade off the highs on BTC is on the table for today. Um, that's the main one I'm interested in, and I do think we could see that today. What do you say? Link. I haven't looked at Link in weeks. In weeks. All right. So we like what we see on Link. It has not returned the 4 hour market structure to bullish, which I don't think any chart has. Um, but you have maybe. I'm not going to go in and investigate the exact price points, but you may have your one, two, three, and this could be your spring, right? Of a reaccumulation model, a reaccumulation. So yeah, I love to see us holding this low. That's really good. That's very, very good. We're going to get in locally. Okay, so that's already happened. Okay, so now, having said that, of course, let's see. What are we going to do? I'm going to take this and I'm going to switch this to a dotted, no, a dashed line, and I'm going to delete this. And we know that we still have a weak low down here. Let's get that back to a solid line, and let's label that WL for weak low. So we know all that's true. This was a supply range post 4 hour break of structure. Stop, stop, stop drawing tools. We have mitigated that. Why am I not on this? Here we go. Um, and now we drop to the 15. Okay, I'll go for that. So you break your 15-minute structure after interacting with your 4 hour supply. And you got a weak low underneath you. Let's see. So this demand has been mitigated. So that leaves this guy, which I don't even like this guy. I think it looks kind of like poo poo. Um, as the only real protection between you and the low. Let's get this labeled properly. Bum, 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 bum. Does it need to hunt anything out higher first? No, I really don't think it does. I really don't think it needs to hunt out anything higher than what it has already done. And yeah, I think it's ready to return to the weak low at this point. Um, I this low is just it's just weak, man. I can tell you there's support in between here and there, um, but I can tell you that the way I would feel about this support is like this. It would be like that's how I feel about that support. Um, and so many charts are just because the crash has been kind of big. So many charts are really positioned in a very similar way right now. I mean, this would essentially be my trading plan on this would be exactly the same as Bitcoin's. It would be exactly the same. I would still be interested if we could come up and test. Now, it wouldn't be a test off that supply again. It would just be a run on the high. And I don't think because it has nothing to do with supply and it's just the high, I don't think you need a very big SL on that one. That would be one, right? And then it would be kind of like that same thing on BTC of this, a loss of that. Now this I feel more comfortable about on Link. Yeah, I do feel a little bit more comfortable about this idea on Link. Of the loss of that and a remitigation into this area for a drive down to the low, and then 100% interested in the low. See, it's so weird. Why does it do this now? Never used to do that. But yeah, my and the funny thing is this would probably be you could probably throw me damn near any coin, and my chart's going to end up looking pretty similar. It's going to end up looking pretty similar. On what time frame you consider weak, strong, highs, lows? Oh, I mean it's on all of them really. So like let me this might be the last thing I can offer for the day, but it's a great question. So let's go find some blank canvas to draw on. Let's hop down to like a 5 minute time frame and let's draw some stuff out. So let's say, well, let's do a downtrend because we're in a downtrend right now. Boom. So downtrend, right? So we know that after this break here, Once we see pullback occurring out of here, we know that that's a weak low, right? We know that that's our weak low. And oh, okay, you said time frame though, so we're going to pretend that this is this drawing right here. Make that go away. This drawing here, let's go 3 points and let's make it red. Okay, this is 4 hour structure right here. Okay, so this is 4 hour structure. So we know because of this break, as we pulling off of this, that this is our weak low here, or this guy is our weak low, and we come back and we break it again, right? And so we know that that low is still weak, and we come back and we break it again, and we know that that low is still weak, and so on and so forth, right? So that's our 4 hour strong highs and weak lows, right? This is a strong high up here, and then once we break this low, then this is our strong high here, and once we break this low, then this is our strong high here, blah, 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 right? All that's good and well, but you want to know, let me look at that question again so I don't know I'm not. On what time do you consider strong? Okay, cool. Yeah, that's what I thought. So this is 4 hour structure, okay? Now, let's say that inside of this leg, right here, we'll just pick on that one, just because it's right there, not for any other reason. Um, we'll say that we have 15-minute structure comprising this leg and this leg. So as our 15-minute structure is coming down, it breaks bullishly, but we know this low is still weak and this high is still strong. So even though we have a bullish break on the 15, we're still expecting a lower high, right? So it comes up here, boom, boom, boom. Now I know that this is on this leg up here, that this is a strong low on the 15. Let me relabel this. We're going to make this 2 points and we're going to make this black. Okay, so because of these breaks like this, right, this is a strong low on the 15-minute, even though this is a weak low on the 4 hour. So I look at all of them is the answer that I'm getting to, because when I see the 15-minute strong low broken in a overall 4 hour downtrend, then that's my signal that we quite likely just put in the next 4 hour lower high. And how I would, in a perfect world, how I would like to trade that is maybe using the 2 to 5 minute structure of this last leg, this last leg right here of this drawing, right? Of this last leg up right here before it comes down and breaks that low. Ideally, I get to use even lower time frame structure for a break here to target this, and that being, let me delete some of this stuff so we can read this a little bit better. So a break here to target this, and this right here being this right here, right? And then if that then breaks, now like, so it's like looking at it like a fractal and just continuing to dissect each leg down to anticipate where these larger swing points are going to get put in. Does that make sense? Hopefully that answers your question. I asked that question because the 15-minute break of structure can be an SFP if of a higher time frame. Oh, yeah, yeah. I mean, you're not wrong about that. You're not wrong about that. 15-minute break of structure could be an SFP of a higher time frame. Let's see what that would look like, right? So we're coming up on a higher time frame, and then we break. So then we break structure on like the 15-minute inside of this. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. So this kind of goes down to this goes down to this concept of me using like if I can use where is it? Go away. That doesn't belong there. If on this last leg here, if I can if this is this last leg here and it breaks and I can then target this, one of my highlighter, this being this. I don't know. That's why this is a perfect world trading this for this being this, right? Because I don't know if that's going to SFP. I don't know if this is going to SFP, right? So it could very well come down SFP and make a further run up before ultimately breaking and coming to the week low, which is why I like in a perfect world, I can form a local trade idea that meets a 3-to-1 risk to reward to take me back to this low because I don't know if it is going to break. So I need to have a plan to get from from here to here. I need to have a plan for that so that in the event that it SFPs, I'm not getting screwed. Does that make sense? Uh, so it's confused to determine whether it's a boss or an SFP. And so when you're trying to go at well, am I SFPing a higher time frame level or am I breaking structure of a lower time frame level? The answer could be yes to both, right? But you always have to follow your higher time frame structure, always follow that, right? So in yeah in this in yeah you have to follow the higher time frame structure. Yep. If the boss didn't come on the lower time frame, the SFP on the higher time frame is not possible. This is market structure like a puzzle. Yeah, yeah. I think I know what Abule is talking about there. It is like a little bit of a puzzle, but let me put it this way. I think the amount of times that you're going to run, well, I don't know. I mean, I could be wrong. Maybe we do a one-on-one or something someday to see if we can really dive into some of the areas in which you got tripped up on these ideas. Um, because like this just what you're describing to me, I don't think ever occurred between here and here, right? I think this was a very clear, very well defined downtrend where we just mitigated, supplied, and SFP'd our ass all the way back down to the bottom. So yeah, I think in order for me to answer those questions, we maybe at me with a chart and kind of explain like, okay, so I was looking at this time frame and I saw this break, um, but it didn't end up working because I think this other level SFP or whatever it is, and then I could go in and see what you're seeing and maybe see what you missed. I don't know. I might not find what you missed. I might go, yeah, I would have absolutely eaten shit on that trade too. No guarantee, right? But that would help me. That would really help me help you. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. That would help me help you. I think I had another Bitcoin chart I was working on. Where is that thing at? Something higher time frame. I want to say. I don't think it's that. Was it Bitstamp? Oh, I haven't looked at dominance in a while. Ooh, ooh, that's not good. Swear I had some sort of other chart that I was cooking something up on. maybe it didn't save. Oh, it was this chart. It was this chart. But nothing I haven't already covered. Nothing I haven't already covered. With the exception that I do find that it's interesting if you look at the volume from February 14th all the way through to April 12th, the POC is still down here, still down in this, right in the center of this demand here. I found that interesting, but this is still just indications of the type of accumulation I'm looking for here. That's all. Yeah. So nothing all that. Only thing interesting on this chart was this right here, and that is the Bybit. What was that? USDT perpetual. Yeah, yeah. That thing. That thing. There was a shitload of volume down in there. How far do we have to go to switch that POC? So not too much further. Yeah, so it really was to right there. Back a little bit further. Basically that high right there. Yeah, I just find that interesting. I found that interesting. More volume was traded in here than I had anticipated. Why is that? Is there some sort of... Yeah, not really. I'm just looking over here to see if that. I was thinking it was this point, but no, that was that reaction there. Okay. Anyways, cool. All right. I'm gonna hit the road. I'm gonna hit the road. We'll do a little Beat C recap like I always do, just to keep things consistent. Nothing new for anybody that's been here for the stream, for the whole stream, but still looking for, this is a riskier trade idea that will require a lot of babysitting, and its target is Monday's low, that one right there. And it will require full babysitting. That's my personal opinion. It will require full babysitting to break this low, retest that, and continue down. um, yeah yeah, you're gonna be, I would be babysitting the shit out of that. Other than that, looking at, kind of like Monday's high to this high right here, potentially rejection from this general zone up here. Right, I know it's huge. I get it, but if you follow the market structure and say you see like a 5 minute break happening between here and here, um, yeah, I think I'm gonna take that. I think I'm gonna take that. And then obviously, yeah, super anticipating a long from the low. Yeah, super anticipating that. Patiently waiting. As a matter of fact, I'm going to throw another alert above it here. Add alert. Change that to every time. Yeah, that's it. That's all I've got. That's all I got on the charts today, guys. Have a good one. Take care.